I would like to introduce the Sunsynk, the new Sunsynk user interface. This is probably one of the best interfaces there are for an inverter. It's so simple to use, it gives you so much information, and it's very, very simple programming. You simply press the cog button there, and here you can see all your programming options. Your basic settings, where you put your time, date. Here you've got a display which you can put your installer or the phone number, whatever, which will display on the front settings. It's a very simple, it's a very useful thing. Here you put your grid, simple as your high, your low voltages, your grid frequency, 50 or 60 hertz, and here you can set your high frequency, your low frequency. In most cases, you don't even need to touch this. It's as simple as. You've got an advanced setting here, which is used for using multi-inverter, which is paralleling, and you can choose as master or a slave paralleling, and also your Modbus settings here. If you're going to be using a wind turbine, your wind turbine comes in here, but this is generally classed as an advanced setting. Also, you've got your auxiliary load. This is also an advanced, is where you want to using the gen stroke auxiliary as an output. You can use it as a gen input. You can use it to operate microinverters. You can use it for generator power shaving. You can do all sorts of things. If with microinverter, which are hooked to the mains, you have the choice whether you want it to be exporting from the microinverter or not. You can totally choose that, and therefore the inverter will control the power of the microinverter by voltage means. We don't use frequency changing or frequency shifting. Not a big fan of that. You've got your fault codes and your lithium ion. They're your basic settings here. You go into your battery setting. As I say, you've got your lithium, AGM voltage, ADM percentage, no battery at all. You can choose here, which is your battery charging, and also if you're going to charge it from a generator or from the grid, whatever, you've got the choice here. And you've got your shutdown voltage, the voltages at which the system will shut down if it's working on battery only or islanding. Okay, the final part here, which is your system mode. This is a real-time clock. This is the thing that can do certain things. If you want to use it, you click here and you say use timer, and therefore by clicking this button here, I can then use the timer function. By not putting anything in there, it will actually export on that time. If I tick either grid or gen, it will charge during that time. So you have a charge or discharge. If I untick here, my finger's a bit big. If untick, then I'm not going to be using the timer, and I can choose to zero export. I can export the solar only, or I can limit to power to load. If I'm going to have zero export, I have a figure here which basically allows a small power from the supply, from the grid, so it doesn't backfeed, and that won't shut down these smart meters. So it's got that, and also I can choose the maximum power I want to export. So they're the basic features. Of course, on my front screen, I've got very nice the bar charts where I can show the total power into the battery, the total power out of the battery, the state of the charge of the battery, solar in, generator time, buy, sell. They are on a daily, they reset every day, so they're on a daily basis. I've also got real-time clocks, and you can see this inverter is running at the moment. It's running from the battery at 1.3 kilowatt, and it's outputting 1.23 kilowatt real time. If I click on the buttons here, I've got a flow. This is unique. It's absolutely unique. You can see what's going on in the inverter. I've got my two MPPTs here, and they join into one MPPT. I can see what's going on here. I can see my voltage, my actual battery voltage, and my state of charge. The battery then is connected to the inverter. My inverter is now outputting a power, and I can show where it's connecting to. If it's connecting to the grid, and I've got my CT coil here, see a little picture of the CT coil, you can see what's going on here. If it's load only, or it's going through a generator, whatever, either way it could be feeding. I've got a complete overview, complete picture. I've also got other screens here. I've got my generation, and here is a very nice secondary screen to the front screen. We've added lots more features on and lots more pieces of data, and you can see it's got the battery, grid power, solar power 1, solar power 2, because it's two MPPTs.